So enough of that. Let's see where we're going to be playing. The map bans, it looks like going to be seeing a potential Consulate Coastline Cafe, Oregon, and Villa, actually. So all of these maps were actually played by Oceanus last week, oddly enough.
Yeah. So it looks to be we're also, so what we just saw back in our first matchup of the evening, we'll be going in a little bit of a reverse order for the first two maps. We'll be going into Cafe and then into Oregon. So I'm really excited to see how these two teams are going to play it out. Oceanus are going to be starting on attack for Cafe, while on Oregon, Oceanus will be starting on defense. And then when we move into Villa, it will be Oceanus on defense as well. So we should be in for a tightly contested matchup. A lot of people are going to be rooting for Oblivion, and I think Oblivion might be having the better hand here, just given the performances that we saw between these two teams with their previous opponents. We're going to be going ahead and into the match, if I'm not mistaken, in just a few moments. Yeah, so we're going to be moving into Cafe right now. I'm expecting a tightly contested matchup, as I just said right now. But I think if Nova is able to show up alongside Phoenix and Kibbs, if they're able to lead their team in the fragging department, you know, not get picked off early, if they're able to put together, you know, about multiple frags alongside each other, they can let their support players just, you know, relax, chill, and just try to get their job done. But on the Oblivion side of things, as I mentioned before, one to watch is going to be for Ferda.
Definitely one of the players to watch. It looks like our first ban here will be the Thatcher from Depth. So a typical ban for each of the teams. And for Oceanus, last week they did ban the Maverick here on this, or not the Maverick, they banned the Thatcher. So not going to have the same ban twice in a row. Going to be a Montaigne, though. So it's an interesting pick, as I don't believe too many players on Oblivion play the Montaigne. I do know that they have played the Clash on defense, so possibly just a read into that by Oceanus. They're going to say, you know, they play the Clash a little bit, so might as well ban the Montaigne, as Wamai will be the first defensive operator.
Pretty standard bans here outside of the Monty, although banning Monty, it does limit that attacking potential, because if you've ever watched, like, you know, Reaper EN, he has mentioned before in the past that if you are able to utilize Montaigne effectively, then you're putting yourselves in a more advantageous spot to win those attacking rounds, because not only is it a distraction for the defender that you're pressuring, they also have to deal with whoever is trying to come up from behind them, or if there's a crossfire being made. It's just a massive annoyance to deal with. Like you mentioned before, Flash is going to be picked first off the bat here from Oblivion. That's going to be with Boomski. First bomb site we're going to be going down into kitchen, cooking, and service. But no.
Ooh, an interesting six pick. Yeah, but I like it. You know, taking the Clash, an operator which has been run by this team, and going to be going to the Capcan, you know, the trap operator. It's going to have to keep Oblivion on their toes here, or not Oblivion, but Oceanus. They're gonna have to stay on their toes here immediately. I mean, once this is run though, it's gonna be hard for Boomski to run it again, because after a few Capcan traps get hit, you have to have a feeling that Oceanus are gonna start to realize that, and as a drone actually spots out the Capcan, the surprise is going to be alleviated. You know, no more surprise factor here. They know that there's going to be a Capcan on the board, and it's highly unlikely that any of these Capcans, at least positioned on the top floors, are going to be hit. It's likely that if you place a few on site, they might be overlooked in a rush to get onto the site in this 20-second meta, but we'll just have to wait and see how it's played out.
Yeah, I mean, you can call it a 20-second meta, but given the defensive lineup, the only real trouble for Oceanus is just going to be those Melusi Banshees. Because the Capcan traps, they're able to get picked off on the door frames or windows, whichever where they're placed. And then with the Kai charges, you know, with Thatcher being banned, you're gonna have to get rid of that with explosives if you're able to. But from the looks of Oceanus right now, it looks to be they want to do a top-down clear, entering in on the third floor, clearing out everything from bar cocktail, make sure the piano's clear. Then you rotate down into the second floor, clear out mining and you clear out mining, you clear out train, you start to provide pressure up top with all that. This is going to be a heavy roam coming out from both Ferda and Cabal, but Ferda's going to get the opening death here. But an immediate trade coming out from Cabal, and already off the bat, first minute of play, 3 players are dead. This is going to go in the hands of Oceanus. Great pick to come through from Nova there on that trade from Darkin.
This is one thing I noticed from watching last week. CACL is aggressive, and Phoenix not one to shy away, as well as Nova. The 2 entries for this team, you'll normally see them just being droned in immediately off the start of the round. Within 30 seconds, they'll be into the building and already pushing out pressure. Already being shown in this round. We're not even a minute and a half in, and already 4 people are dead. As the new camo, the new weapon attachment skin, it seems like everybody's running it, even if it doesn't really go with the weapon skin at all. Like, this is just a terrible combination here. And I'm not sure, like, why, I mean, like, people just run it to flex it, I think, at this point.
I guess so. I mean, it just shows that, you know, either A, you grinded the battle pass, or B, you paid $100 probably to get it. But either way, it's just something different compared to the black, gray, and I can't remember the other one, the tan one, that tan one, yeah. So, you know, purple is just, you know, they just want to run it. But this is a really bad situation right now for Oblivion. They're faced with a 4v2, a 2v4 here, and that C4 missing from Whiskers isn't going to help, but he'll be able to take care of Phoenix. Meanwhile, Whiskers has been shot down to about a shot or 2 of HP left. This is not looking good here for Oblivion. They're trying to equalize right now. They do have one more C4 in the hands of Baka. For the time being right now, 40 seconds to go, there doesn't seem to be that many players from Oceanus up above trying to provide that vertical pressure, but Nova's going to get caught out by that Banshee. He does have more barbed wire to come through. That's going to be Baka getting smoked off the game by Gooby. All of a sudden, it's on Whiskers in a 1v3. 20 seconds to go, but a great Capcan trap to stop Gooby in his tracks, but Nova coming in with a 3K on the round to start us off, and Oceanus convincingly will take out round number 1.
Alrighty, Nova proving out right where he left off last week. I mean, watching this man play on Ash is insane. His aim is so good, and he's always seemingly in the right place at the right time. Very impressive stuff from Nova, and I expect him to continue that throughout the match. But a successful attack of the kitchen will lead to a fireplace and mining room setup. So not going to see the typical reading fireplace setup that has become more popular ever since its introduction. It's definitely, I don't know, it's fallen out of the meta just because of the vertical pressure that can be applied, especially inside of train and inside of wheel room or the mining room. So I don't know.
I only got 2. I thought I got 3. My bad. I forgot that it was Gooby that got the pick. Whoops.
Yeah. No worries, you know. But I don't know. Like, this is going to be. I will say, Oblivion did. I don't know. Last week they didn't really go to too many like off sites, like sites that aren't really played consistently by like Challenger League, Pro League, you know. So it's interesting that they would go to a site that's not played as much. Maybe they've got some certain strategy that they want to employ here. It looks like they're going to be extending into reading itself and then holding from above potentially with players inside of Cocktail. So it's interesting. They're playing it like it's a defense of reading and mining or dining, but it's actually the mining room that's the site.
Yeah, so round number 2, we'll be heading into Fireplace. It is one of the least played bomb sites, but you know, sometimes if you have practiced it enough for your team, you have confidence going into that bomb site. And I kind of like it. It provides a little bit of variety because we only really get to see cocktail bar, downstairs and kitchen, and then fireplace raiding. We don't ever really see fireplace mining. But that is going to be Phoenix getting down by a C4 from, I believe, Baka, since he's the only one that has expended a C4, while the other 2 are going to be with Boomski and Whiskers.
That might have been a pre-placed on the hatch as well, just waiting for the sledge to come and hit it, and then he just blew it up. You know, it was perfect timing there for the players. Nova, again, on the entry here. He'll find the opening pick onto Cabal. So The alibi off the board, it's not the most influential operator here for the defense, as they have plenty more nitro cells to go around. The alibi already hopefully putting down her utility, and it looks like the cocktail area has already been taking control. The top floor entirely actually in the control of the attack. So an excellent clear here thus far for Oceanus, as you'll now see Phoenix going for the hammer, the soft destruction onto the floor and the ceiling above the site. Just trying to see if he can't dislodge any of these anchors, as we'll be seeing the late round drone game here from the entries, as they weren't able to use their drones earlier as they were entering into the building. But regardless, it'll be about 60 seconds left here, and there's still plenty of time for the attack to come down, but they're gonna have to start to make this a little bit more. They're gonna have to try to get the picks here and try to speed this up if they want to make this as flawless as possible.
Less than a minute of play remains in round number 2. Phoenix still trying to make use of that sledgehammer to the best of his ability, while however being on 20 HP. But you've only got, never mind, you don't have any more C4s left to utilize here. This is really bad here for Oblivion, but that ace charge from coming out from Gooby, excuse me, is going to be denied by a mute jammer, as Kibbs and Phoenix will fall here, as well as Gooby from the red stairs crossfire. Ferda will find Nova. All of a sudden, you're left with Darken in a 1v3. 20 seconds remain. Can he find at least one here in this clutch attempt? He's got 60 bullets left in that LMG. 15 seconds remain. He's not even going to be able to find one as Boomski swings inside of Mining. Oblivion will trade it back on out, take round number 2 into their possession, and we're tied up at 1 apiece.
Excellent play there from Oblivion, as, I mean, they take a disadvantageous position and turn it on its head, able to only lose one member after taking the initial engagement and losing it. So excellent defense of the mining room. You know, taking that off site and coming out on top is definitely a morale booster. Obviously, the setup worked, and you were able to throw off Oceanus enough to, I mean, kind of throw away their attack completely. They will be going back downstairs to kitchen, and we'll yet again see the same 6-pick to the cap can, this time from the Goyo. And we'll see a sledge, as Phoenix might be reading into the operator lineup. He knows they could either go to the top floor reading or kitchen. So will not be bringing the buck, as that would be the most useful operator for the top floor, since it's vertical pressure upwards that they need to apply. When it's down, it's more useful to bring those grenades. You know, the explosive utility, able to dislodge some of the shields, especially since there's a Goyo that was being shown by the defense. Bringing those extra set of grenades is just going to be helping clear out all the utility from the site.
Yeah, I'm curious how Boomski is going to utilize these Capkin traps for this round. Hopefully, for Oblivion's sake, they are going to be used. I mean, the first round, it resulted in a frag, but it was very impactless. It just gave Boomski an extra pick in that round. But overall, it was all Oceanus in round number 1. Heading into round number 2, we've got this pretty much the same lineup here from Oblivion, as they are heading back downstairs into kitchen, since they just won mining. Nothing being changed out here for Oceanus, and it looks to be that they're going to go for the same type of roam clear. Clear out from 3rd floor, go down to the 2nd floor, start to use Phoenix on that sledge to create holes up above the bomb site and create more pressure onto the defenders. And for Oblivion here, I don't think they should be getting too aggressive, since they clearly saw how deadly Darken was against Ferda in that opening round. But heading into round number 3 here, we're in a bit of a slower start here from Oceanus, because in the first round there was already 3 dead bodies on the side of Oceanus in the first 45 seconds, and now it looks to be that Oceanus are just wanting to be a little bit more methodical, a little bit more slower with their approach here. But Nova's gonna be able to take care of Boomski. Down goes the cap cannon. Ferda will fall here as well from Phoenix.
Yet again, the entry duo of Phoenix and Nova, as Cabal hidden inside of the closet, the cigar closet, will take down Phoenix. So a trade, an excellent one indeed, as he'll take down the sledge here, 2 grenades and the soft destruction. The Ash will live on, however, so there will still be soft destruction as well as flash grenades in order to clear the ADSs for potential smoke grenades from Gooby. But Cabal still lurking here on the 1st floor. The 2nd floor, as Nova seems to be aware of his position, but not entirely, as the clear is still coming through. They're pushing in through train, but where are the drones here? Still 3 alive here. I'm not sure what Nova's doing with his, but they're just going for a straight clear. Cabal prone is actually going to be able to escape through the hatch. What a play here by the Malusi. She'll be able to escape all the way to VIP. 60 seconds remain. It's a 3v3 here. Health is in favor of the attack, but they've lost a lot of their pushing power. Hopefully they don't need those grenades. They still have the soft destruction and the Capital. So still really pretty much all of their utility aside from that explosiveness. The Ash still does have the Ash charges, so she can breach into this wall or possibly take down any of the utility that might be stopping them. As it looks like it's going to be a freezer push here in the last 40 seconds.
I don't know if you noticed, but we just spectated Gooby droning, but according to the overlay, he has no more drones available.
Really?
That might just be a bug, but anyway, we're down into the last 30 seconds here. The intel game is going to be very tight here for Oceanus, as they've only got 3 drones remaining. C4 will be expended, but not resulting in anything. And the shotgun blast will only be able to result in a kill, possibly being able to finish him off. And there goes down, but there goes Nova entering with a double kill. Can he find the third? Whiskers has been down, but Cabal on low HP, rotating around from freezer. 7 seconds to go. The plant is already halfway down, and Darkin will get that plant down successfully. Nova on a triple. Can he find the quad here? And Cabal's all on his own, very low HP. This post plant is not going to work in his favor. You've got Darkin right on the other side of Tuck. Flashbang's going to work to maximum effect as it'll blind Cabal, but it doesn't appear that Nova is aware of this. He'll get taken care of by Cabal, but Cabal tries to finish off Darkin, and Darkin very, very close to death there. Finishes off Cabal. What a round. Super close. Oh my goodness.
Super close indeed. Just barely going in favor of Oceanus. That was almost a clutch up there. Unfortunate to say the least, but will still be a close scoreline, 1-2, and it'll be upstairs to the top floor this time. And so we'll see if Phoenix is able to realize this. They'll likely stick that buck this time around. And yeah, should be, I don't know, they've got the Oryx as well, so that's going to be, I'm curious to see how they decide to employ that. Maybe go for like a flank up in through Piano, or they might let him roam all the way on the bottom floor and just, or maybe it's just for the destruction as well, being able to open up that entire bar as well. I'm not sure if that's what he did with the with his ability. I'll be able to see. Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what he did.
Just a little bit of history for Oceanus for those of you who might have missed. Played a 1 between Oceanus and Death. Looking back at Cafe, the bans for Oceanus were Maverick and Wamai. However, this time around, as you can see on your screen, they are obviously Montaigne and Wamai. And looking back at the round history, Oceanus was able to go 3 for 6 on their Cafe attacks. And they're already looking to either equalize or even get past that, given the way that they're playing right now. They've already managed to get 2 of the recommended, that's like, you know, comfortability factor rounds. So the way that they're playing right now, I'm really excited to see if Oceanus can make this upset happen and possibly take this into their favor.
Yep, it's definitely possible. 2 very good teams, and I'm excited to see how competitive this match is. I'm hoping that we see all 3 maps and are able to have an excellent matchup for everybody here today. As the first time the site is going to be the top floor, looks like it's going to be a clear in through Piano. They do have a roam game downstairs with some nitro cells. I'm not sure if they have the castle barricades positioned down here. It's very likely that they do, as it'll be Ferda here at bottom white taking a few drones as the intel is just coming in for the attack. But Boomski, the immediate kill onto Nova, who has been flawless on the entry thus far. It'll be his first death here for that department, and an excellent kill there for the Maestro.
Well, Nova's got 3 deaths actually, but that stopping power coming out from Nova will be shut down significantly here in this round. It's going to influence the rest of it for Oblivion to put them in good graces. And now Ferda's just going to go for some pre-fires outside the white window. But for the time being, it's going to be darkened on a rappel right outside of those east windows. We got Phoenix on the white window rappel, trying to see if he can fend off Ferda. But unfortunately for Phoenix, he's not able to do so just yet. You do have Cabal currently sitting inside a cigar. And you have Whiskers up above inside of Piano as well. Bomb site is upstairs on the 3rd floor, and this looks to be a cocktail take coming out for Oceanus. Kibbs is going to be on the 1st floor, but this is a good job to come out from Dark, and a great use of the asphyxiating bolts to burn off that Maestro and make sure that he can't get picked back up. So now you got 50 seconds remaining, 4v4. This cocktail push is starting to look decent here for Oceanus, but they need to clear out that one player that's still sitting inside of C2. Whiskers will be behind the bar inside of the B bomb site, and Freda will just try to be holding on top of those white stairs. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Freda.
Yeah, excellent shot indeed, and the ever so weird cocktail push is actually proving to be very strong here thus far, as it'll be 2 kills. Now the advantage in favors. It swings back to an even man count, 2v2 here with 1 down. It'll actually be a cleanup here by Baka. He finds the last 2 kills. So the push that we don't see the cocktail push very often, and it was almost looking like that might be a successful one for Oceanus, but it swings in favor of Oblivion at the last second as those last 2 members come alive. Especially Baka on the castle. He might have the worst gun in the game, but he's able to clutch that one out.
Yeah, it looked really promising there for Oceanus, but the trade factors coming out from Oblivion really sealed the deal for them that round. And although they did have a man down on Oceanus, they did have a man down on Oceanus, and it was a 1v2 there for them. And Oceanus just not able to make anything of it. They did manage to dwindle down the man count, but I think that if Darkin hadn't been down in that situation right there, it probably would have gone in Oceanus's favor.
Very possible. Very impossible. The Nomad has been a recurring theme I've noticed in really all the Challenger League, but especially from what I've been able to watch of the Canadian Challenger League. I know that he was brought pretty much on every single round that both of these 2 teams played last week. I'm not entirely sure about Oblivion, but I know for a fact that Oceanus brought it pretty much every round. Maybe they didn't bring it in a few, but I'm fairly certain that it was every round. The flank watch just being that important to teams nowadays, and especially with such an aggressive meta as Challenger League pretty much is, the Nomads, they do a great deal of work stopping that aggression and stifling it before it is able to, happen for some defenses. As again, we see Nova and Phoenix just entering right into the building. I'm likely to. Is this a rush, or do they have drones ahead? It looks like they're just coming straight through. I don't think there's a drone in front of them. Already 30 seconds. Yeah, it looks like Darkin does have a drone. He's clearing out all of this position, but no, boom, Boomski, he hits an excellent headshot that could have just won them the round right there, as Nova was looking to deal a lot of damage on this entry, but looks like it's already starting to slow down here from Oceanus, as there are a couple players on the repels, but
this could be big.
Yeah, the utility duff is starting to come through. If he's able to put these smokes down as well and the entrance comes in, this could be big. Ferda is able to tack on a second before the final trade comes through. Phoenix in on the side is going to try to go for this diffuser, but it's just him and Darkin on repel. Darkin's going to have to cover this with all the ammo he has in the LMG, but Cabal with the Nitro Cell pretty much puts this round out of reach for Darkin, as he's now left in a 1v4 without diffuser. Looks like he might just stay out the rest of the round on the roof.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise for Darkin to try to clutch this out, and possibly just try to use the rest of the remainder of this round to talk it over with your team. But obviously, that's probably not going to be the case. He's just trying to find as much intel as he can. He does have a minute 20 as well to work with to try to clutch up this 1v4. And he does have an LMG in hand, so it's very possible. But with the gun that only shoots about 650 rounds per bullet or per minute, compared to the firepower that comes out of Whiskers, Cabal, and Ferda, and the stopping power that they have, it's not going to look good here. And a crossfire from Ferda and Cabal will result in Cabal fragging out Darkin and Oceanus. Although a great rush attempt that looked to be in the making, if Nova doesn't die there, that round goes completely different, in my opinion.
I 100% agree. If Nova is able to get the frag there onto Boomski instead of the other way around, that was entirely in the favor of Oceanus, because at that point the Ash would have just he would just rushed into sight and taken so much control and allowed for the push into dining to be a whole lot easier. So definitely a huge pick there for Boomski, and like I said when it happened, it definitely was a round saving kill, as we're going to be seeing the Clash come back out here. It's actually the first time it'll be stuck here, so they'll show the cap can this time around, whereas in the first time they showed the Clash and switched to the cap can. So it will be stuck, and we'll see the first shield play of the series.
Indeed, this is going to be Oblivion's first lead of the series, and given Oceanus' track record from their previous matchup against Death, they did go 3 for 3, and they already do have that 2-round comfortability to sit nicely here on the attack. And, you know, on their defenses, they really, I think they only gave up 1. Because, they only gave up 1 because that map ended at 7-4. So, it's highly possible that this map could be in Oceanus' favor. And with Oblivion being up 3-2 right now, they need to get this next round in order to, you know, have, they need to get this next round in order to not stress as much when they move on over to the attack. Because then they would only have to win 2, maybe 3 rounds. Nova getting lit up as well as Darken. Possible spawn peaks coming out from Boomski, maybe even Whiskers. I don't know where that exactly happened, but this could be the 3rd round that Nova will be impactless. And already Cabal is able to take care of Kibbs right off the bat. And down goes Gooby as well, so this is a very aggressive ult to come out from Oblivion.
Yeah, very aggressive indeed. As I mean, that's just been the trend inside of Challenger League, especially the Canadian division. Going to be a lot of aggression, especially from the defense, trying to gain that advantage early on in the round. Only 45 seconds in, it's a 2-man lead. You've taken out the flank watch and the hard destructor on the side of Oceanus, and leaving Cabal still upstairs. There'll be a refrag here for Nova as he continues his excellence in this matchup, but still a lot of ground to gain. Like I said, you've lost your only hard destructor, so you're going to have to go through doors and rotations that have been made for you by the defense or allotted to you. So even though you'll be able to track the footprints here, it's likely that most of these players are positioned on the site. They don't need to really go for the roam anymore. They're likely aware of the 2 operators that are off the board for Oceanus and will choose to play passively because of it. Still slow play though. Half the round remaining, and with the entire control of the top floor, an insane shot through the floor for Phoenix absolutely obliterates Ferda from the game. That either had to have been just an insane pre-fire or they had a drone on that position.
Ridiculous. Wow. Ferda, I mentioned that he was an impact player, but man, Phoenix just putting him in the dirt this round. And this is going to be the last attacking round for Oceanus. They have 60 seconds left to go. They've evened the man count here to a 3v3. And they've also got to deal with a Doc, a Kaid, and a Clash. That C4 is going to get expended. Very poor decision from Whiskers. And now your only stopping power outside of your guns is going to be with the impacts coming out from Baka. But if Baka does want to use that impact, he'll have to put the shield on his back. Time is slowly starting to dwindle away here, and Oceanus don't have much time. The Clash is going to be able to come in front here and give some information that Nova is crossing over. But if Nova does decide to push over into Small Bakery, he'll have to deal with Boomski, currently sitting inside a bakery. 20 seconds remain, and now Phoenix getting lit up very much here by Boomski from what it appears to be. These smokes are going to be coming in. I don't know how this is going to work out. Whiskers is going to find 1. He'll find 2. All of a sudden, it's all on Nova. Can he find the remaining 3 members here for Oblivion? This is not looking good for him here. He's inside a prep. 3 seconds to go. He'll get shocked to death, most likely. And there goes Boomski swinging in, able to clean him up nicely. And Oblivion will end their first half here at a 4-2 split.
An excellent defense there from Oblivion. As, I mean, when you are able to take off the Nomad and the only hard destructor first and foremost in a round, not even 45 seconds in, that's going to make things extremely difficult for the attack. And it was proven right there. They had to push into the Clash, which, I mean, like, regardless of the fact that they lost their hard destructor, they still had to deal with the Clash, you know, with a disadvantage. They were able to bring it back a little bit, but pushing into a clash is so difficult, especially on such little HP, able to call out your every position and slow you down in the meantime. So definitely a difficult position for Oceanus to be put in. And I'm sure that they're just glad that now they get their chance at defense, as this map is a defensive sided, statistically. And it'll be the reading room defense first off for Oceanus.
This is my favorite site on this map.
And
I've mentioned it before, but I love this site so much because you not only start off defending upstairs, but if you're able to waste enough time upstairs inside of bar and cocktail, then you have to have the attackers rotate down to the first floor, and then they have so many angles to worry about, whether it be from mining, whether it's from the reading door over in laundry. There's just a lot of stuff that you have to worry about on the attacking side here. And a good way to attack this bomb site is to provide pressure not just from, from piano and through bar that way, but you also have to provide some pressure over on cocktail side on the windows. That's most likely going to be with the Nomad of Whiskers is what he's going to do on that flank watch up top or on the rappel for the windows. So I'm curious to see how Oblivion are going to attack the setup that's coming out for Oceanus. And the way it's set up, they're going to be playing some C4s down below. Or actually, yeah, the only C4s are going to be with Gooby and Darken. There's no smoke being played here, as Nova will be taking on the shield for Valkyrie this time around.
It's a curious decision. Not one that you normally see is a nitro cell being, not taken when it's being available to you. But obviously the shield more useful in the situation, and they already have 2 nitro cells, so they could possibly spare the extra one. As a minute off the board, looks like Cabal already starting to cause some destruction onto the floor inside of Freezer. There's a lot of intel being gathered here by Dark. He might be able to go for a nitro cell, but hold off just for the moment, as he's not sure exactly what that player inside a piano is going to want to do. Could possibly save it for later. Boomski, a nice opening kill here onto Nova, the star fragger for Oceanus, as the Valkyrie be off the board. That's like one of the nitro cells taken care of, so the only one available here will be to the Pulse.
Actually,
and the mute.
Valkyrie had the shield, remember?
No, that's right. No, you're right. No, you're right. What am I thinking? It's Gooby and Darken that still have the nitro cell. So actually not too big of a pick. Hopefully she already put her cameras out.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, all Nova's just going to be for is just fragging potential. Cabal is slowly creeping his way here in Museum Hall, but Darken could be getting to a potential engagement, but that's going to be a big down here as Darken's able to clean up as Darken will be cleaned up here by Cabal, and the C4 coming out from Gooby will be wasted. This is not looking good for Oceanus at all. There's 55 seconds that remain. Gooby's on low HP. Phoenix is going to be the only one here to really take these gunfights, and that's going to be a trade. What a shot from Ferda. But Gooby is there to take down Cabal. He's on 1 shot of HP. He'll move himself down below into Freezer on the first floor. There's 40 seconds to go. He doesn't have a C4 left in hand. This is not looking like a winnable situation here for Gooby.
Yeah, he's going to just rotate up the brown stairs. Could find one as he's not aware of the position. Pulls out the shotgun. Could go for the finisher. I'm not sure what just happened there. Just a couple of misclicks from Gooby. So he has 1 down, but with about 5 HP, he'll have to find 2 others on fairly full HP. 30 seconds ring. There's 1 inside of Freezer and 1 positioned up above. He could possibly get a pre-fire here if he goes for it, but no, he doesn't fire for long enough. Boomski, he'll start the fragging and he'll end the fragging. An excellent round for the ace, and Oblivion able to take a nice round here on attack, extending their lead.
Yeah, all starting off with Nova getting picked off early there, just going for a bit too aggressive. I think he had the intel that Boomski wasn't really paying attention to him, and fair play to Nova, he wasn't, but Nova just not able to pull the trigger quick enough before Boomski could take off his head in that opening engagement. And then in the final 10 seconds of that round there with Gooby, I think if he just committed to the pre-fire there, he would have been able to take care of Boomski no problem. And then he only has to deal with one being Baka, if I'm not mistaken. I think Baka was still left, the last alive, had Boomski died there. But Boomski and Cabal, they're on a mission here. They're really putting in the work. Nova, he needs some help. He's going 8-6. The next members up are going to be Phoenix and Darkin with 4 picks each. Nova's got to get some help, but also, Nova's got to stay alive. He's got to put himself in a position to where he can get frags without being traded off. And if he does get traded off, he needs to have someone else fight for that trade as well. It's just fundamentals of Siege, but right now it doesn't. Oceanus isn't really following that kind of a rule set, or that not rule set, those kind of fundamentals, and it's costing them. It's costing them these rounds. They're not able to fight for these trades that are on their side, that go into their favor.
Definitely agree, and hopefully that starts to change now that they are on defense. The first round obviously not going so, but this is Oceanus's Mac pick, so you got to expect that they're going to pick it up here at one point or another. An interesting claymore there actually from Furter. That'll stop anybody that wants to rotate down the dining hatch. It didn't look like it was open, so it'd have to be a late open for the defense. So definitely a curious decision here. But regardless, it looks like there are some members roaming down here on the second floor. A couple will rotate up, but Kibbs will stay inside of reading. It looks like Furta, he's gonna be the one tasked with trying to deal with this roamer, or maybe he'll just try to deal with the roamers inside that are gonna be underneath piano and underneath the bar. So that's all you really need to deal with, because that's the only places that if you are able to get the plant down there and you have control from below, they won't be able to get the nitro cell off. So definitely look for that control to be taken, especially since Baka is now rotating down here. He could go for some vertical destruction as well for Cocktail.
Yeah, Cabal's already made his entrance into pillars. He's really close onto the bomb site. Half of the round has already been played out, and it looks to be that Nova's already lost one of those Valkyrie camps, as we just saw Cabal able to dispatch of it right on over by the little cigar boxes. There's a minute 20 left on the board. Phoenix is starting to creep his way down the white stairs, and it appears to be that Cabal has already used both of his ash charges from down below. I'll go ahead and dispatch of the default cam as he starts to creep up on the red hallway, but Darkin will be the first death here coming out from Boomski. Now Baka's going to go ahead and repel upside down. Kibb's going to get taken care of easily here. This is looking all over for Oblivion, but the bomb site, actually no, it's upstairs. I don't know why I thought it was downstairs on the second floor. But Nova's going to get taken care of by Whiskers, and another pick here from Whiskers as well, as Phoenix is able to find one on Ferda. The plant's already starting to come down. This is not looking good here at all for Oceanus, and we're on match point here for Oblivion. It looks like Oblivion is just playing with their food right now at this point.
Yeah, for real. Oblivion have looked unstoppable after, I mean, the first 3 rounds, it was a lead for Oceanus, 2-1. Ever since then, it's been all Oblivion all the time, and now on match point of Oceanus's map pick, it's not looking good for Oceanus. I mean, they're gonna go down now to Kitchen, but I don't know. They Oceanus, they didn't really have this problem in their previous matchup. All the maps were fairly close, especially the ones in which they won. So it's definitely, I don't know. It's defense. They have to start picking it up here eventually. We'll see a 6 pick. The Valkyrie will go to a Jaeger. An excellent choice, especially since the Wamai is banned. Need to have some sort of denial, and we'll actually see the Buck stuck for the attack. It's not the top floor, but possibly still thinking that they might want to go back up there. They'll decide to stick with it.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Yeah, just looking back at some of the stats that a good friend Justin named his ad is at JustinPDL0. He's been doing some stats for the Canadian Challenger League, and big shout out to him. Unfortunately, CGG isn't covering it; they're only covering USCL as far as I'm aware of. But big shout out to Justin there for doing the stats here for CACL. Just looking back at it, some of the stats that were here from Oceanus. Nova did finish the day with a 1.21 rating, finishing off at a plus 12 plus minus ratio. Meanwhile, on the Oblivion side of things, it was mainly just Cabal that was really doing all the work. So Cabal is another player to watch for here, and as we can see, he's going 11-5. Him and Boosky also have 11 picks each, and Oblivion, they just look to be out. They are just out fragging everything that comes their way.
For real. really been the story of this match. Though Darkin and Nova will start off the fragging for this time around. So things looking a lot better here for the defense for Oceanus as they finally find a strong foothold in the beginning of this round, and hopefully they can continue to add on. Only 45 seconds down. A quick entry from Oceanus will net them 2 losses as Baka still looks like he wants to apply pressure here to Darkin. Nova to his left as well, so the pinch here, Baka all by himself with Whiskers and Boomski attacking in through Bakery. This is very risky for Baka. It's just a stare down here between those two. Nobody giving an inch. Baka will finally look away and apply pressure elsewhere, as it looks like he might want to rotate over towards Bakery anytime here.
It's 5v3, but Whiskers and Boomski have already opened up the bomb site. There's half the round that remains here. Smokes are going to get tossed in, and it looks to be the XU who's going to come in very early this time around. Now Whiskers is trying to crawl his way in, but he's not even aware of the holes up above. Kiv's able to clean up Whiskers, and now it's a 5v2. Gooby almost losing his life to Boomski there. And now you're leaving it all on Baka, the man who hasn't really seen much action. He's bagged himself a lot of assists, but he hasn't seen much action for himself in this game. In a 1v5, he's just going to try to see if he can bait out the picks coming out from Oceanus. But for the time being, I think he should just lay back. And he didn't even get to use his skeleton key here. Everyone on his team just completely fell apart before they were even able to really attack the bomb site. So losing both Ferda and Cabal very early on there really hurt Oblivion. And it'll at least stall their victory here for the time being, at least by one more round.
Yep, and it's possible that we could see even a comeback here as Oceanus may be able to start finding their footing, may be able to rattle off a few rounds. Baka whiffing frailly as he's trying to find somebody from Oceanus that wants to peek him. Nobody really giving him the angle thus far, as there's 2 here tucked, one left underneath red. The other one, I believe, was inside of coat check, so definitely not going to be any winnable situation. He's able to kill one. No, he won't be able to find any. Kib swings wide. It's a flawless round from Oceanus, as they're looking for something in this map, as they're now down 6-3, but with the hope of defense being their saving grace, we could possibly see them rattle off, but they'll have to rattle off 3 rounds now. 4 rounds, I guess, in total in a row.
6-3 scoreline here, and finally, Oceanus start to look awake. Hopefully, for their sake, they're able to keep this up and push themselves into overtime. Otherwise, they'll be staring down the barrel of no longer being able to compete and contend for that relegation spot that is currently being held by Nordic inside of the Canada division, as well as the finals matchup inside of Challenger League by PDHM, as we saw them 2-0 honor, or 2-1 honor, excuse me. So for Oceanus, they need to wake up and smell the coffee here. Finally, for that last round, it looked like they did, but you know, Nova was able to find one more pick that round. He's cooled off very, very much so after that 4th round, I want to say, because he started off the first 3 rounds with about 7 picks, and then he just wasn't able to get anything going for himself on the rest of those attacks. And then heading into their defenses here, he was getting picked off early, very, very early, which is something that he can't afford to be doing here against Oblivion. For Oceanus, what I would recommend for them to do right now is to just, okay, Nova's already going for an early pick here. I'm sure he wants to try to find himself getting the advantage for his team, but it appears that Oblivion are ready for these aggressive peaks to come out. So what I was gonna say for Oceanus for them to do is to just try to don't overextend yourself and don't go for hero plays. Try not to expose yourself too early. If you can go for a pick, go for it and take it with confidence, and just hit your shots. That's pretty much all that they really have to do here. Cabal's going to be going ahead and on the West Rappel, seeing if he can clear out some ADSs, and it's going to be burning off those flashbangs to try to take away that shield.
Let's see if he was able to get it. It was kind of an awkward angle. It looks like based off his reaction, he was successful, and so that'll help in the push in through Piano. As the ace is starting to open up the wall there onto the bar. I think it's the bar right there, the bar inside a piano. But regardless,
Did they just put 2 air jabs on the same spot?
I'm not sure. I saw the one that was placed there, and sounded like there might have been another one that was placed nearby, but I couldn't tell exactly where. It looks like it was. So that's an interesting choice here from Oblivion. Obviously, they don't want anybody to flank them from the red stairs. So definitely, I mean, I hope that they're both able to resist. I don't know. Are you just once you hit both of those as you come around the corner?
I've never
sure.
tried it. I don't know, in all honesty. Cabal's gonna be on the south repel this time around. It would have cleaned up the shield inside of bathroom. And I believe it's gonna be a Goyo shield, possibly, if not from Gooby's smoke shield there. But you've already burned off 2 minutes and you haven't died yet. Noah's gonna get a little bit of damage taken off of him, although I'm not so sure from who. He doesn't have a C4 to work with either, and you still have Cabal out on the south rappel, trying to see if he can find anyone, possibly trying to creep up on the white staircase. Boomski's already in sight here. It doesn't appear that he wants to go for this, but Nova, the top performer, will get picked off early here in this execute by Ferda, as Boomski has a diffuser in hand. He's seeing if he can get some picks, but what are you doing, Boomski? You should be getting that diffuser down. Everything is falling apart here for Oblivion. Ferda is able to answer back and give the advantage to his team, and that's going to be a great pick to come through here for Baka. The plant's not even going to come down. It doesn't even appear that Oblivion wants to get this diffuser down. They're just going to go for picks, and Cabal is able to put the final nail in the coffin here for Oblivion. They take it 7-4 against Oceanus, or 7-3, excuse me. I can't count. 7-3 is going to be the opening map here for Oblivion.
Taking Oceanus's map pick, definitely, nothing to scoff at. Excellent map for Oblivion, as they're looking very poised and ready to possibly take that second spot in the finals for Canadian Challenger League. We'll see if they're able to, secure it on the next map here on Oregon, which was actually played by both of these teams last week. So definitely some VOD review for both of them, and it should be excellent. I can't wait to see what these two teams bring out this week.
Yeah, given the way that Cafe was played out by Oblivion, 7-3 scoreline. Oceanus started pretty strong there in the first 4 rounds, but then it just snowballed for Oblivion as time went on. It was just really nothing that Oceanus could do to respond. They were getting picked off way too early. They were just sacrificing their bodies way too often. And I don't know if it was due to the fact that Oblivion just were trying to see what they could get away with, or what. But very well played from Oblivion there. They were able to collect themselves, pull themselves together, and able to pick up a lot of attacking rounds, which is something I really wouldn't have expected, given that Cafe does favor the defenders. So it really just fell on to Oceanus's defense holds there. They either died way too early with the crucial fragger, whether it was Nova or Phoenix, and they were the opening death quite a lot in that opening matchup.
Indeed, they were. Nice replays here. Thank you, Crater, for that. This shot right here, I can't believe that he just nailed the headshot there through the floor. Must have been a yellow ping or something, or just an excellent pre-fire. But an excellent map between both these two teams. Quite a few trades coming out back and forth. The flanks are plentiful, and even the angles as well. There were a lot of one-sided rounds for both teams, but ultimately the whole map just entirely went in favor of Oblivion, as they'll take it 7-3, and that'll do it for map number 1. Chris, anything you would like to say before we throw it to a short break before map 2?
If Oceanus does have a coach and they are watching this, piece of advice that I would give to them is to just, it looks to be that Oceanus are trying to go for hero plays, and they're trying to get the opening pick. And yes, I know Oblivion might have better skill overall compared to some of the players on Oceanus, but that shouldn't really deter Oceanus from trying to win out rounds. They were trying to go for hero picks, and they were trying to find the opening frags, but man, it's just not looking good here for Oceanus. They just need to tighten up their defenses. Their attacks looked pretty solid. If they could play the same way that they did fighting for trades on attack, then the way that they can do it for defense, then they'll be pretty scary here coming up on Oregon. But we're gonna kick it to a short break right now, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Canada Challenger League. My name is Uzumaki, and alongside me, I have Razors. We just witnessed Oblivion 7-3 on Cafe versus Oceanus.
Yeah, a huge performance from Oblivion. A bit of a lackluster performance from Oceanus. So hopefully on Oregon, they're able to come out and show out a little bit better than they were in map number 1. I mean, they were able to win Oregon the last time they played it. No, they lost Oregon last time they played it against Depth. It was 4-3, the most one-sided of the maps of that series. So it's not looking good. I mean, especially since they have VOD, I'm gonna have to have seen a lot of improvement here from Oceanus over the past week if they're gonna want to be able to move on here to map number 3 and have the possibility to play for that relegation spot.
Indeed, but with Oceanus's track record, at least here inside of stage 2, they'll lose the fourth map. They'll lose the first map, and then the second map they'll make it really close, and they'll tighten themselves up. Get themselves in a more comfortable play style. See if that second map against Death, that map could have gone any other way. Any other way. And then there was a bit of controversy as well with Nova using a banned headgear. He was using the Skull Rain headgear, which after 15 rounds, it would have. I mean, obviously not just 15 rounds because there's like about 7 rounds that they didn't have on defense, but still, it's not that difficult in my opinion to notice that a headgear with face paint compared to no face paint. But I mean, it's a valid reason that tensions are high. You're not really paying attention to stuff. You're just trying to get info out as quick as possible. But we will be moving into map number 2 here in just a few moments. We will be heading into Oregon. Some track records for both of these teams. It was an 8-6 victory for Team Oblivion versus Windstorm on Oregon. And then for Death, as we mentioned before, it was a 7-4 loss for Oceanus against Death. So we will be heading into our second map in just a few moments. But, with Oregon, what kind of bans are you expecting to see here, Razors?
Well, last time around we saw Oceanus ban Maverick and Clash. I expect possibly another Clash to come out, as well as Maverick, just because of how much we saw the Clash get played last map, as well as the Thatcher and Valkyrie, which was banned by Oblivion. But let's get right into the match, ladies and gentlemen. Oregon coming up, map number 2. Oblivion already up 1 map. All they need is 1 more to bring them to the final spot, which will be giving them the chance to play for Canada Pro League. Good luck, have fun in chat. Let's see what the bans are. Let's see if we're right.
Just looking back, when Oblivion did play this map versus Windstorm, they banned Thatcher and Valkyrie. Meanwhile, Oceanus banned out Thatcher and Malusi. Seeing as here, we're going to be seeing an ace ban. Our second ban for the attacking squad is going to be none other than Thatcher. Going to be Oblivion starting off on attack with Oceanus on defense. So switching the sides here compared to map number 1 when we started it. And with Oceanus on defense, I think it's good for them. They're still going to be on the defensive side. They'll be trying at least, hopefully, to get something going for them. Cafe, man, they just looked a little lost against Oblivion. A Goyo ban is something that you don't see too often, and a Clash ban coming out from Oceanus as well. So Goyo ban to try to help the attacking squad with that utility dump meta, and realizing how much of a nuisance Clash was compared to banning out Monty from Oceanus on map number 1. They'll instead ban out the Clash here on map number 2. So first bomb site, we'll be heading upstairs into dorms. We got Castle and Vamai alongside the Jaeger. Cade and Mute for the Breach Snarl. Meanwhile, since there's no ace on the board, you're not going to run a Thermite, obviously. You'll be running in a Maverick in place of that Thatcher as well, because with the Maverick, you're able to burn off the reinforcement material that goes on the wall, and then you can just use Zofia to impact the hole to
Attackers
walk
need to
on
locate
through.
and defuse as many bombs as they can.
It looks like we're going to be seeing Oceanus choose to go to the exact same bomb site which they started out. Oh no, they actually started out with Laundry. They actually played Meeting a couple times on this map as well. So I expect them to play the Meeting site frequently. Or maybe if they're trying to switch up their strategy here, they might go for the Dining site and choose not to play Meeting at all. They did like their castle. Oceanus liked their castle and their roam strategies for the bottom floor, and for or not for the bottom floor, but for Dorm's site, they like to play it on the first floor. And when the site is Laundry, they also like to play a castle strat inside of Meeting. So expect to see that potentially from Oceanus. Again, it could be predicted here from Oblivion, so they might try to do it a couple rounds and then switch off to another strat.
Ferda looking to go ahead and repel on the kids' windows. See if he can get an opening pick, possibly. See if he can scare anyone, but he'll go ahead and back off of that repel immediately after punching open the window. Cabal gonna go ahead and drone out Master, make sure that it's clear for his teammates to walk on in and get the wall open. Baka's gonna go ahead and drone into the attic wall. I don't know how many people realize that there's a drone hole there inside of attic.
There's a drone hole inside of attic?
Yeah, he just drove his drone hole there.
Dang, I was taking notes. I didn't even get to see it. I definitely honestly didn't know. Oh, there it is. Is it right? Is it right below that little bed? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's right there where
There's
that
the
little
debris.
knocked over. Yeah, the little knocked over piece of sheet metal there
That's
next to the
interesting.
cow.
See, I wish I played this game enough to be able to know stuff like that, but unfortunately, I do not. It's still though. I got a 0.9 KD, so does that mean actually? Do I mean I have to stop? Shoot. Either way, it's going to be an attack top floor. Players still roaming down below. Ferda is trying to deal with that, but looks like that might have been Phoenix top of the freezer stairs. Possibly some shots coming from above as well from Darken, as 80 seconds now remain, and a couple more drones will be lost here for the attack. They now only have 4 remaining. Only person that doesn't have a drone is Boomski, so he'll be entering in through Trophy, see if he can't find any angles, anybody that's caught lacking, but Nova will just peek wide. The first shot going to the Wamais. That'll be a double up here onto Whiskers as well, so 2 big operators off of the board, and that'll give a 5v3 here for the defense. 50 seconds remaining, so some utility here to dump through, but Kibbs is actually going to add on to the tally. Not looking good here for Oblivion.
Not at all. Ferda's on very low HP. He'll get cleaned up by Nova for the second pick. Nova trying to find a third through the big window, but he's not able to connect shots at all here onto Baka. He's in a 1v5. We'll try to go for some exit frags, but it's not going to work out for him so far throughout the remainder of this round. And Oceanus going to be on top 1-0. And the way that I was talking about Oceanus, what they need to do, they did it exactly well. They're able to adjust how the attack is coming, and I'm really concerned, or not, I'm not concerned. I'm a bit confused as to why Phoenix was playing on the bottom tower stairs, where Whiskers was entering from, and I'm not so sure why Whiskers was even peeking that to begin with. I mean, it's obvious that they had some intel on him, but man, that's a really good way to start off here for Oceanus, and hopefully for Oceanus. From what we saw on Cafe, they start off their first few rounds really well, but if they can't build any momentum, if they can't build any locomotion off of that, then they struggle heavily in the end game.
What better way to start map number 2? Down 1 map with a flawless round for Oceanus. They'll now go to kitchen and dining, so they actually are going to switch up their strategy. Last week they played this map. It was the meeting site that they preferred. I guess they went to dining a couple times, but we're also going to be seeing, I have it entirely wrong. The dining site was the one that they preferred over the meeting last week. And so we're going to be seeing that site yet again. And again, we're also going to be seeing this extension into bathroom. It's likely we'll see Dark shotgun out the bottom half of the just the feet hole on that wall next to the reinforcement. Use it for a potential impact trick, as that's quite common on this map. We see that a lot inside of especially, I mean, EU Pro League is literally like a
5 seconds to insertion.
it is literally a Oregon simulator, and especially when you watch Virtus Pro and BDS play this map, it's quite similar hold. So taking a page out of their book, as there will also be a room upstairs inside of dorms. So going to be putting their eggs into a couple of baskets here as they take on round number 2.
So our second bomb site is going to be meeting kitchen. Or is it kitchen dining? No, it's
Dining.
dining, yeah. I'm sorry, kitchen dining. So some teams are a bit skeptical as to which side is better. A lot of teams seem to think that kitchen dining is better than kitchen meeting, just due to the fact of how difficult meeting is to hold once the attackers are able to breach open the meeting wall right at the stage. So Baka not able to make the hole wide enough for himself, as he'll have to struggle a little bit more and burn off that that gas. But he's already going to use 2 tanks on that blowtorch, and this is going to be a pretty heavy setup upstairs for the defending squad of Oceanus. Fred is going to be on the kids rappel. You have Kibbs up top and Cabal as well on the opposite side of dorms. So they'll be able to establish some kind of crossfire, but for the time being, Cabal's going to go ahead and get off the rappel, realizing that the clock is ticking, and they've already burned off close to half the round here, and they haven't even been able to make any kind of progress towards this bomb site.
Looks like the drones are just now going to start to gather intel onto these players. Boomski going to be able to open up the double wall into kids' dorms as he'll place his last set of X-Kairos onto there, make the hole a little bit bigger. It looks like those players will fall off of the top floor. There might be one still up by big window, I believe, just inside of the bunks here. As a couple pre-fires will come back and forth. There's actually 2 members. Cabal goes prone. An excellent shot from the Ash says goodnight to Phoenix. Kibzo with the immediate trade, as that'll put things into a 4v4. Boomski looking like he wants to go for the vertical pressure. Cabal aware that there might be someone still on white stairs, but it looks like all these members upstairs have fallen back. With 50 seconds left, they can start to go for the vertical pressures. It's likely that they're going to try to plant inside of kitchen just based on how they're pushing. Not really likely that they're going to try to go for the small tower this late into the round, especially since they're trying to get the anchors out of kitchen itself. They might go for the long haul down by the meeting stage door and go for the plant right on the fridge, but 30 seconds left. It looks like they're starting to make that push happen exactly. Still a member, I believe, downstairs, coming to come up the laundry stairs. As Baka is going to open up this wall. 25 seconds left. The push needs to come through here. They need to get a plant down.
Time is of the essence here for Oblivion and Baka. That hole should be big enough to crouch on through, but that nade's gonna get caught out here by Nova's Magna, but he'll get treated out immediately, and a great pick to come through from Darkin, and a possible 2-piece here for Darkin, but this is gonna be all over. Oceanus on top. They'll win 2 rounds in a row. And we could possibly see our first laundry defense here come out from Oceanus in the following round, but man, time management very poor from Oblivion there. They did manage to find a pick up above inside of dorms, but at what cost? They wasted way too much time trying to create vertical pressure up above, and by the time they did that, it was about a minute 15, minute 20 left on the clock, which, you know, did warrant them, you know, enough time kind of to try to create pressure above. But the Maverick coming out from Baka just way too slow there on that utility usage from the blowtorch. I'm not so sure why they didn't try to take control of meeting sooner, realizing that Oceanus was just hard set on keeping control of dorms only. I don't know what the thought process there was for Oblivion, but hopefully next time that they do attack that bomb site, they will realize that, hey, you know, let's just drone out meeting real quick, see if it's open, then we can get to work on there using our Maverick while we try to take control of up above. And I think if they were able to open up meeting into kitchen a lot more sooner, it probably would have netted them a better result. Maybe it might have not resulted in a win, but it definitely wouldn't have ended the way it had in that previous round.
10 seconds to go.
down to the laundry site now for Oceanus. And they're going to be going for that meeting room. I do believe they have the castle, so I would assume that that's what they're going to be doing, especially the hold inside of blue as well. Putting that shield backwards, I believe that's just so that way you're able to see a little bit better through the slits. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be that upstairs roam. As we're going to be seeing the typical early entry here from Cabal, who might just choose to rotate down the main stairs, but there's a castle blocking his way. He might be able to go prone just underneath it, but there's going to be a couple of players here. He could possibly catch them off guard if he has his timing correctly, but the rotate will come back from Gooby, and it looks like they're going to be able to spot out the drone. That'll cause Cabal to go for the castle barricade as well as the Maestro. Not sure if he was able to get the Maestro. I believe he was. There wasn't an ADS or a MI to take that out, so it's likely that he was able to, unless something strange happened. Yeah, it looks like he was. So excellent play there from the Ash. Get 2 sets of utility. 60 seconds off the clock, and it's looking like it's going to be the standard freezer / laundry stairs take coming out from Oblivion. Ferda trying to take control of this. Spots the head as he vaults up onto the box, but isn't able to land the shot. Looks like Phoenix will take a little bit of damage for that, but nothing too worse for her.
Yeah, Cabal trying to get his way into meeting, but after expending both of his breaching rounds, excuse me, off to punch open that barricade. But Kibbs is coming here on the flank. Does he misses the feet? Kibbs, you gotta look up, brother. He's right in front of you. Whiskers is on the double door. Finally, no! He can't even take care of him. Oh, Kibbs, you're gonna be kicking yourself after that one.
Oh my god, that was so unfortunate. Nova is able to get a trade back, but Ferda is in the perfect position to take him out as well. 75 seconds remaining here for Oblivion. They have the one-man advantage. We have Cabal here. He is the king of the flanks. A nice shot from Ferda. Takes the dome off of Phoenix. Knows there's one on the bomb. A triple for Ferda on the round. All the trip to Gooby. Cabal with the backside flank. He'll end that round out. An excellent attack win for Oblivion. They take their first here on Oregon.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh man.
That round hurt my head a little bit.
Kibbs, brother. Look up. I don't know if it's just due to the fact that he's probably playing on a stretched res, but it only stretches horizontally and not vertically. Or I mean partially both, but he should have still been able to have seen Whiskers' toes there. Oh man, and the time that he looks up, he's not even able to connect the head on an AFK person. Oh boy. That is a tough pill to swallow if you're Kibbs. And wow, very, very good on Baka there to be able to prevent Whiskers from dying there. That round could have gone so much differently had Kibbs just looked up for like a couple seconds. Oh man.
This is already turning out to be a competitive map. I mean, this is exactly kind of how the first 3 rounds started out for Oceanus on map number 1 as well, though. They were up 2-1, and then after that, it was 5 rounds in a row for Oblivion, and they got put on the match point. So, I mean, yeah, things look good so far for Oceanus, but they need to keep this pressure going. They need to keep the momentum on their side before anything is turned over to Oblivion, because you've got no shake of a team opposing you, so you definitely need to be taking advantage of everything that you can at this moment and getting these round wins for your team. It's going to be another defense up top of dorms, as it's just been unlocked for Oceanus. It's looking like we might see a master take. Cabal likely going to try to see if he can't Ash charge from below and take out the Electro Claw from Darken, but depending on where it's been positioned, it could be difficult for the attack to try to take advantage of this. They do have a couple players playing below as well with that castle strat through Kitchen, so they're going to have to be weary of that as well.
From the looks of it, it's only going to fend off one half of the wall. Right now, Ferda and Cabal are going to go for an entry down below through Classroom. Cabal going to be inside of Zulu, seeing if you can find anyone lurking around the white stairs, but that's going to be a huge, massive pick. Cabal not even ready, just face-checking everything. No drone in hand, and at that point, probably Ferda may have been the one to have utilized his droning there. to help out Cabal before he makes his move up the staircase. But at that point, right now, there's no trade potential for Phoenix. Ferda is on the other side of the first floor, and Phoenix will rotate away before finally meeting his fate at Ferda. So he'll get the eventual trade, but you've already burnt off the first half of the round here.
Yeah, definitely a trade that I would say goes in favor of Oceanus, especially since the Ash was the player you lost on the side of Oblivion. So not all the utility you would have had available to clear out any of these Wamais and ADS is plentiful. Of course, you still have utility here from the Zofia, but is it going to be enough to clear it out entirely? Nova continues his excellent day, takes down Boomski. One more man in favor of the defense as Baka just whiffing on the main window, trying to see if he can't find anything. There's an ADS, so those flashbangs from the Ash, not able to clear it, and so the first grenade will get eaten up as it's about 45 seconds left. The push is starting to slow down here. Whiskers will even the man count up. The electric claw still on the right side of the wall, so proving to be a little bit troublesome here for the Zofia. As Ferda's just going to enter right in. He'll take down Kibbs. A double for him on the round. He's going to start to stick this plant, and with Baka on the big window, this could be huge. And I him up a little bit. Not able to get the man on the big window, though. It's all left up to Gibby. No, 2 kills from Oceanus. Is it going to be Oceanus who actually win the round? The Nitro Cell, I believe, from Darkin able to deny the plant, and the 2 kills to follow afterwards. A huge round here for Oceanus as they extend their lead yet again.
I don't want to give Oceanus too much confidence because this map is the most defensive sided map in the map pool. And that's just, that's just facts. That's just statistical reasoning. So I don't want to give too much credit for Oceanus. Yes, their defenses are looking 10 times more solid here compared to what they had on Cafe. They clearly look to have collected themselves, to calm themselves enough to be able to string together rounds. And in a couple of these rounds, it looks like they should be in the favor of Oblivion, but it's just whether it's just due to the fact that not enough shots are being hit, because Darkin was on a sliver of HP, 1 shot of HP left, and he's able to fend off the planter coming out from not Whiskers. I think who I think was it Boomski? No, Boomski died to. No, it was Ferda trying to get the plant down because Boomski had died to Nova, and then chaos just ensued there. And for whatever reason unknown, Baka just not able to put enough shots into the 3 armored body of the Kaid there. So very, very close round, but it ends up going in the favor of Oceanus, and they're looking pretty solid here on defense. They're going to be heading back into Meeting Kitchen. The only bomb site that they haven't been able to win was downstairs in the basement. So should history repeat, this could go 4-1 for Oceanus. We'll have to wait and see how Oblivion have decided to adapt here, because the last time that Oblivion attacked this bomb site, they wasted way too much time trying to find out where the roamers were, trying to figure out where they are. That's a big miscue from Cabal. I personally wouldn't have shift Q, red ping there. I would have gone for the Z yellow ping, because that just alerts Nova to him being spotted.
Opening engagements evenly spread so far in this map. Both teams 2-4-2, or I guess 2-2. 2 for 4 is Ferda. He'll give his team the advantage in that department. The opening frag onto the Rook. That's going to be Kibbs off the board. Not an operator who brings a whole bunch of utility, especially after he's placed down that armor pack. So won't be too troublesome. But now they'll lose Phoenix. So that's another gun off the board. Again, hopefully he's used his utility and been able to place it down. But a big player for Oceanus. Is this now a 5-3 lead here for Oblivion? Round number 5, again an attack onto Kitchen. This was successful the last time Oceanus went down here, but looking a lot different in this round as Oceanus or Oblivion are trying to turn the momentum here in their favor, see if they can't tack on a few more rounds. But 70 seconds remain. It looks like they've already been able to open up this wall into Kitchen. It could be a rotation here from the Maverick. A nice shot here from Cabal. We'll take down one. It's going to be essentially a 2v4 here as Nova's able to find one kill. Cabal will enter into the site, though. This is a huge play for him, as he'll be able to find another kill, a double for Cabal here on the flank. It's all up to the Aldo. He finds one, but isn't able to find Whiskers, the entrance right in through security. A nice round here from Oblivion. Gonna take the round count just a little closer. Now 3-2 going into the last round of the half.
Whiskers loves them legs, man. Shooting off the Maestro's legs in that round, man. Wow. And Gooby not even able to shoot a single bullet from that SMG-11 onto Cabal. And, you know, that gun has a little bit of squirrely recoil, but unfortunate for Gooby there. He hasn't been able to really show up for his team much in this stage. And, you know, hopefully, you know, maybe he's just got a little bit of nerves, or it's just like he's not comfortable on smoke, but he has to be on smoke because his gun skill isn't around the level of Nova or Phoenix. I'm not so sure what it is, but, you know, Gooby's had a bit of a tough stage this season, playing Ace and Smoke, and you know, even on Ace, you know, you see him, he's just not able. He's just not really able to land like the necessary shots to pick off his opponents. But I'm not trying to bag on Gooby. I'm sure he's a good player, but just so far from what we've seen on game day, he just hasn't been up to snuff with what Oceanus are needing to come out of him.
Oh yeah, definitely agree. It's never bagging on a player necessarily when we're just like you said in the facts. You know, he's just not having the best performance. And if he were, then this could be a different match. Could be a greater lead, but regardless, or less of a lead. But regardless, it's going to be the exact same hold from Oceanus. So they're not really switching up anything. They haven't really switched up anything since the last play day. What's going on here? Nova almost able to get caught out by Cabal. Gonna deal a whole boatload of damage to the Maestro as Nova's gonna try to scurry back to the side if he can. An early entry here again from Oblivion proves dividends for them, as they're gonna be taking some early damage. Wasn't able to find the frag. If he was, could have been even bigger for his team, but will still be trying to push out the rest of the round. It's going to make things even more difficult for the Maestro as the entrance comes in the meeting. We could possibly see some engagements, but it looks like those players actually fell back down through the hatch or down the tower stairs, so they're going to be returning back to the safety of the site.
We're going to go ahead and burn off an ADS from those concussion mines, but an engagement possibly coming around here. Kibbs is not even aware. He doesn't stand a chance, but Nova's gonna get smoked. It doesn't even really matter if that's a headshot or not, because he was one shot of HP. Trying to fight for the trade is commendable, but he just got to land those shots. Unfortunate for Nova. Phoenix going to take care of Boomski though. Fortunately for Darkin, he won't bite the dust twice here, as he'll be able to clean up Ferda with a swift headshot. A minute 25 remains, and we've got so many dead bodies. 4 players in total, 2 on each side. A 3v3, and the guns are really not ideal on the defensive side. Darkin will have a slow AUG to use here, and the guns are going to be in favor of the attacking squad. Hopefully, for Gooby's sake, he's able to help his team out here. He's able to fend off the attacking squad here with those toxic canisters. But as 60 seconds comes close here, oh my goodness, Cabal's on a quad kill. A potential ace here onto Gooby. Could be right around the corner. Does he find him inside of E-Box? He'll be checking over into Tunnel. Now as he moves his way over into E-Box, Baka's going to deny the ace. And Gooby goes down. Oblivion will take their final attack round.
Again, the flank from Cabal. He seems to be the flank maestro when it comes to that. He is always finding the right opportunity to come from behind and take advantage of everything that's distracting the defense in front of them. So another excellent timing there. Another great flank from Cabal as he's going to be tying up the round count here at the half. So what was looking very strong for Oceanus again has switched over in favor of Oblivion, as they now have all the momentum pushing to their defense on Oregon. And like we said, the defensive sidedness of Oregon is, it's an ever lingering factor, so definitely got to feel more comfortable for Oblivion, especially since this is their map pick.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Tides here at a 3-3 split. Oblivion slowly starting to get back in their element. It was attack on Oregon, but a 3-3 split here on Oregon is very impressive. And we're going to be utilizing a mirror here for Oblivion to look over into attic. The second one, I'm not so sure whether wanting to place it possibly both using it on the B bomb site, where you have one looking over into kids' dorms, and the second one will be just there to watch the big window. But it appears that Baka is going to go ahead and ignore that second position and place it over on top of White Stairs, which is traditionally traditionally on Old Oregon. That's where you would always put that one.
Looking like a different attack here from Oceanus, as they're looking to push in through the small tower, it seems, and then potentially come upstairs or go through the big window. I'm not sure what their plan is, especially since they're entering the Maverick in before they've even droned anything. It looks like they will finally go for the drone. Darkin gonna call out that the top of small tower is clear for the push in to come, but it won't do any more droning, as it looks like it could just be an entry early on here for Phoenix. He and Nova, I have to assume, are trying to go for this roam clear. Some pre-fires coming out into kitchen. It looks like a bunch of shots coming back and forth. Darkin somehow downed already, possibly from the hatch. Berta will be the opening pick.
Oh,
Phoenix!
Phoenix!
Another nice shot for Phoenix, bragging it out on the Ash, but the flank from Cabal could find 2 huge kills. Excellent timing for Cabal as he's looking for a third. Knows that there's more on the way, but Boomski and Nova will trade things out, leaving things in a 2v2. Whiskers all alone on site. Where is Gooby? We know Nova still looking to fight this player inside a kitchen. Cabal on a heater right now, a triple for him, taking down Gooby inside a small tower. He'll rotate out now and wait for the push to come to him, taking out the drone. Half the round still remaining, only 3 alive for both teams.
I think that, yeah, Cabal's going to go ahead and rotate back into side. That's a very smart play to come from him, and a huge impactful round. But he'll get cleaned up here by Nova. Can he find the third pick here for himself? Going to rotate into attic. Nova going massive! Huge pick here for Oceanus, and they'll find their first attack win here against Oblivion, which looked to be an Oblivion round, but Nova taking those 2 separate 1v1s very smartly. Nova is just built different.
Built different indeed, and Gooby will say it right for us. Excellent attack. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what to call that round, because it looked like it was a good attack, and then there was trades back and forth. Excellent play there from the Malusi of Cabal, able to drop the hatch, find the double, and then a third, but ultimately not able to close out the round. Nova is just too good, too strong on the Zofia. He and Phoenix being the main fraggers, they have some nasty shots, and it's no wonder that they're the ones top fragging for their team. Darkin there as well with 6 kills, tied with Phoenix, but it's really been a one-man show on the other side of Oblivion. Cabal 12 and 4, the closest to him, half the amount. Ferda with 6, so definitely not looking as even on the side of Oblivion, but they're still in this match, only down 1 round on defense.
Definitely looking like a different Oceanus here. Both Darkin and Phoenix are able to pick themselves up in this matchup compared to what we saw back on Cafe, so things are looking very nicely here for Oceanus. Cabal did go massive for his team, but unfortunately it just was not enough to find themselves in the lead here. And Oceanus will remain they'll remain on top here for the time being. So we will be heading downstairs into the basement. 4 members of Oceanus have spawned over on the junkyard side, as Darkin will be over on the construction side of the spawns. Just gonna make sure to see that T1 is clear. I'll go ahead and take out the default camera. not sure what his plan is here other than trying to gain some intel, but Phoenix is going to be making an entry in through the showers hall. And I think Oceanus just want to clear out first floor for the time being, so that way they can possibly try to clear up on second floor, which is going to be with Cabal seemingly on a double roam here alongside Furta. So this is going to be a 5v3 on site should they choose to attack the bomb site. But I think they might want to go for a roam clear here as Nova's eyeing the white staircase.
Yeah, there's a player as well here with him. I believe that is Phoenix on the Ash. So they're both going to double up and try to entry in here. Gotta be careful because there's not going to be a TK here. I'm sure they know where the Jaeger is. Furta able to find one. I'm not sure how that was allowed to happen, but he is immediately traded out. However, the Ash off the board. Big piece of utility here as Cabal is now left all alone on the top floor. He'll retreat even further into attic, go for an impact grenade, a second one as well. He'll be trying to maneuver his way all the way into big tower. He's actually gonna go T3 as well, so he's gonna continue the roam and hope that Oceanus don't go for a drone on him. 70 seconds left, a 4v4. Again, the site is basement, so even with a roamer still on the board, OCG need to go for this push, and it looks like again they're going for the laundry slash freezer hold. The three members still on site, two of which have nitro cells, so the potential to deny plant without even peeking, and the mirror window is going to be huge as they're going to have to push into that angle. Not something that we saw brought by Oceanus, so a nice adaptation as a nitro cell comes flying through. Is it going to land? Yes, it will. Gooby falls inside a freezer as the grenade will take out that shield, but the diffuser has been dropped, so they're going to have to go for it. Two are now going to double up inside of freezer. Boomski wanting to get aggressive here. Spots the head, but can't land the shot. Nice one there by Nova. Does he know there's one still inside of freezer? 23 seconds left. Diffuser is in the hands of Kibbs. Whisker's playing it patiently, and Cabal still on the flank could be huge. The entrance into the site does come. It doesn't look like Whiskers is aware of it. Gonna go for the push out, but loses the fight. Nova on a triple kill has the potential for an ace. Plant coming down from Kibbs. Darkin denies the ace. It's all up to Baka. Could have potentially denied the plant there, but we'll toss out the nitro cell instead. It will take out Darkin. Low HP on Nova. It's a 1v1. Could this be the clutch out here for Oblivion? OCG does have the advantage being at the nose plant, but Baka with a triple to end the round. A 1v3 for the Mira. Excellent rounds. He'll tie the round count back up 4-4. We're going to continue to go back and forth on Oregon.
Nova played an excellent round all the way through, right up until the very end.
Yep.
The very end there, he got way too aggressive, in my opinion. I understand that he's wanting to prevent Baka from counter diffusing, but in that moment, I don't know if there was any drones nearby or exactly what happened, or if Nova still had any drones on him. I wasn't really paying attention to the utility usage or to the amount of utility that was left remaining in his arsenal. But at that point right there, time is dwindling down. If there are drones on the diffuser, which it looked to be that there weren't, considering that he pushed up in through E-Box, he possibly could have used another drone there if he had one in his pockets and tried to set it up to see exactly where Baka might have been playing, or even set it up to watch the diffuser so his dead teammates can give him calls that way. But I think he should have just been a little bit more patient and ask his teams just to be quiet. You know, ask his teammates just to be quiet, you know, let him listen to see if the counter diffuse is happening. But overall, 99% of that round fall is an amazing effort from Nova. An outstanding effort from Nova. But unfortunately, just for him, he's just not able to fight against Baka's mirror there in the end. And in reality, this should be 5-3 for Oceanus the way the round went, but I don't know exactly why his teammates were kind of freezing there. Whoever was playing inside the laundry, they heard the C4 possibly rip. Nova! Okay. I don't know if that's a wallbang or what, or if he's sitting inside a small tower just trying to rotate around, but Nova gonna get a very big impactful frag there, as that's going to be the heavy hitter coming out from Oblivion off the board, and it looks to be that was a wallbang. Wow, incredible shot from Nova.
Excellent timing indeed for the Zofia. Excuse me. It's not like you said, that's the top fragger as well as a nitro cell down for the defense. The defense is in dorm, so it's a huge position here as that's going to be one of the players playing below. Boomski evens things out, taking down the other top fragger on the opposing team. That'll be Nova. So both will be stuck at 12 kills for this round. It's going to be Phoenix, the other hot hand here from OCG, trying to see if he can't make this attack a little bit more successful onto the basement. Looks or onto the first floor, as it seems like the Legion is actually going to rotate out of kitchen, giving it away to the attack. So only 75 seconds wasted by the defense, and they'll give that over to Oceanus, as they're going to be starting to set up the air jabs to stop the rotation entirely from the defense. But still a lot of time here for Oceanus to not only set up their attack, but for Oblivion to waste, as they need to try to waste this time. They have the setup, all of the members still here on the top floor, and the air is starting to get opened up, is going to make things more difficult, but they still have the possibility of winning this out.
And Phoenix is going to take a goon mine, but get shot up into Oblivion here, as that final tick possibly could have been the death of him. But Kip's trying to fight for his trade, will get fragged off on those white stairs. Advantage in favor of Oblivion. Finally, Phoenix is going to fall here. All of a sudden, you're left on Darkin and Gooby. A 2v4 here. One will hop in. An immediate headshot to come through from Baka, and Darkin, the last member standing. This is not looking good here, and Oblivion are looking to take their first lead here. And wow, I thought that was going to be a second pick to come through from Darkin, but Ferda from Attic is able to clean him up very nicely.
A little bit of trouble there with the barricade, trying to get it open, but he's able to, and able to find the kill. So that'll be the lead here for Oblivion. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the first lead of the map. So nice job for Oblivion. They're looking strong here, as it was Oceanus that took the early lead, and they were looking strong here on the attack, but they haven't really been able to put too many of the rounds together. Only one so far in the second half, as it'll now be to meeting and kitchen for Oblivion, choosing the exact same tertiary site, or site that's other than laundry and dorms, same one as Oceanus.
Yeah, Oblivion able to win out 2 rounds in a row here against Oceanus. Nova's been putting in so much work, especially Cabal too. Both of these players are doing so much wonders for their team. And I casted Nova a little bit before he went into Canadian CL. He, I can't remember the team exactly, but I think it was for either SI quals or major quals. But Nova was playing against the old PogChamp that was inside of ESL Challenger League for season 11, back when the major quals were happening. And Nova was able to put up some pretty impressive numbers and hold his own against that squad. So it's no surprise to me here that Nova's having a field day here against Oblivion.
Sorry. Definitely a field day for him, as like we said, this roam, extended roam, the castle being ever so present, both of these teams choosing to bring it. The hard, soft destruction is there to try and take care of the castles, but is there going to be a peek here? Darkin, oh my god, just narrowly escapes there. That would have been a nice kill if the player, I believe it was Cabal, yeah, if he was able to get there a little bit faster, he would have been able to find that kill, but just a little bit too slow. It'll just deal a little bit of damage to the Maverick, as Cabal will get droned out and forced to reposition. A lot riding on this top floor hold. Looks like they've got the bandit batteries, a lot of ADSs, and the castle barricades. So they're really adamant about holding the top floor here. It looks like Whiskers, he'll start the fragging out, but it gets immediately traded out by Kibbs. Gooby is actually getting the diffuser down. What is happening here inside a meeting? Nobody is watching this angle from the defense, and it's going to be a post-plant position for Oceanus. Actually, just inside of the kitchen doorway, a nice one there from Gooby, as he'll rotate right out. 30 seconds now left. Boomski trying to see if he can't aggress onto these attackers. We'll take out the drone that was placed on the bomb, and Cabal, he'll even give the defense the man advantage, but Phoenix is finally able to trade things out. A Nitro Cell comes through, but it's a double kill for Phoenix as it's now all left up to Cabal. Looking like we might go to 5-4 here. Cabal able to find one kill, but not aware that Phoenix has rotated behind him. An excellent attack there from Oceanus, able to completely ignore that top floor roam and get the bomb down.
Very good read there from Oceanus, and the Kaid was still in the bomb site. I'm not sure where he was playing. Maybe it was outside of security, but a very, very good read and a great audible to come out there from Oceanus, realizing that kitchen is clear. They're able to take control of the door leading into the kitchen hallway right by that leads over into meeting, and a great effort to get the plant down, and a great post plant, especially from Oceanus, able to lock down the bomb site. They lost some bodies in the process, but ultimately that puts them back on even footing here against Oblivion.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
We'll be heading downstairs into the basement. We'll be heading downstairs into the basement. And the last time we were here, it was a very good effort from Oceanus. You know, Nova was able to pop off with picks that I didn't think were supposed to go in his favor, but he just ends up fragging out of his mind. And in the final moments of the round there, it just came down to a 3v1, and Baka played it perfectly. He was able to fend one off, C4 another, and then he picked off Nova in the dying moments of the round there and able to get the counter diffuser into his team's favor.
This match has been so much more competitive than the map number 1 cafe.
It has.
And it's been back and forth. Not one team has really taken the advantage. I mean, the biggest lead so far was, I mean, I guess the 2-0 lead that we started out with. Other than that, it's been going back and forth and trading leads and tying things up. So it's definitely been very competitive. And I don't know, Oceanus are looking like they might be poised to take an attacker sided Oregon, as they do need 2 more rounds. If they were to win the next 2, it'd be attacker sided actually. So if the Diz go 3-3, then both sides actually went 3-3, so it'd be an even sided Oregon, which is unusual to see, especially an attacker sided one. But again, the attack starting to push out through the big tower. There is a roamer inside a freezer, so actually the first time in this match that we're going to be seeing a big tower take. And the potential of an attack through construction as well. So everything on this bottom floor has been through the laundry and freezer side of things. So definitely things switching up here. As that roamer, Cabal, again, ever so present, will take down Darken the Maverick. So a huge pickup. That's one of the hard destructors. And if the Artila are able to withstand, then it could prove troublesome to try to take out some of these hatches / walls. But Phoenix evens things out, taking out Furta.
Cabal gonna go for a rotate now, possibly towards main stairs, but instead he's going to choose to rotate down white, maybe go down into freezer. But Nova going to be inside a meeting hall. He's trying to him right now. He's still aware of one possibly being up top, but for the time being right now as it is, it's going to be Cabal rotating away. Kib's on very low HP. One shot from any gun here will deal at least an injury to him, but he'll have to go up against a mirror here. And with Gooby not on his side here, at least I don't think Gooby is. He'll be one to be able to take care of this mirror. Nova, however, will fall here to Cabal. Things are not looking pretty here at all right now for Oceanus. They've lost their top 2 performers. All they have left is Phoenix, and then Gooby and Kibs. They haven't been very present here in this matchup. Kibs is on very low HP, so he's not going to be that impactful for the remainder of this round as it is. There's 40 seconds left to go as Phoenix will start to progress towards those white stairs. But then Cabal, pressuring over towards lobby, just doesn't even fight back. He'll be taken off here. Kib's trying to find one as Phoenix is starting to get some cross pressure sitting inside a freezer. There's 25 seconds left to go. They don't have any smokes to work with. Flashbangs are starting to come in. You do have one member sitting inside a freezer who should be able to take care of Phoenix, but Phoenix coming alive here. 1v1 up against Baka and Phoenix. Can Baka clutch it up yet again here? But yes, Baka will be able to do so. Oblivion are putting themselves on match point, and they will be 1 round away from booking their ticket into the Canadian Challenger League Finals.
What Another clutch out from the Mira of Baka. How many times is he going to have to do it on this site? Really stepping up huge for his teams. Like you said, match point and map point and series point for Oblivion as they're looking to make it into the finals here to face off against PDHM. They will be going to dorms for the last round of regulation. Are we going to be needing overtime between these two closely matched teams? I'm thinking we are. I'm hoping we are. Oceanus have played too well for too long to give it up at the last step here. So I hope that for their sake, they're able to at least bring this to overtime and potentially a third map.
Yeah. It really all comes down to Cabal, man. If they're able to clean up Cabal early in this game, then Oceanus have a chance. Yes, Baka has been clutching up multiple rounds before, but on the roam game, Cabal has been so devastating, so deadly on that roam game. He can even be solo and still deal so much damage to the opposing team. So Oceanus, for their sake right now, I think they need to try to clear out Cabal as best as they possibly, as quickly as possible. And then, you know, eventually it'll lead onto Ferda to try to pick up pieces there where Cabal leaves off, and as well as Boomski, because it looks to be that they're going to be on a trio roam, possibly a duo roam, but all the attacking side of Oceanus are going to spawn on the construction side to start things out. So it looks to be they'll go for an attic take and try to progress their push from there.
The standard push, I'd say. Most teams good with this. It looks like we have a peek, possibly from small tower. Phoenix, aware of it, will rattle a few shots off into the window, possibly doing damage to Cabal. No, well, it must have been somebody else that was on that window and taking no damage, as Cabal must have taken it from somewhere else. We'll take out one drone, as he's going to be playing below the opening pick yet again. Going to be Cabal on to Nova. So the two top frags battling out yet again as he's able to find one more kill. The impact will actually miss, dealing a little bit more damage, but not opening up the hatch as Whiskers is going to try to shotgun it from below, but will fall back just in time before he was taken out from the big tower. Phoenix finally able to get the trade, giving him the lead for kills on his team with 13, but still plenty of work to do as about minute 45 remain, and with still a lot of defenders here, and Boomski possibly trying to go for a peek. If he peeked out now, he might be able to find the Nomad, but looks like he's just going to play it safe for the time being, as I'm not sure he's right next to him. They're literally right next to each other. I don't think they have any idea. Boomski's going to go for the run out. It's a bait, but it's a trade between the two. How does that happen?
Wow. Both of them able to hit headshots, so even if he wasn't repelled, it would have been a trade regardless.
Yes.
So you've already been able to pick off two pretty impactful fraggers in this map on the side of Oblivion. Nova being the first pick, it was a pretty big blow to Oceanus, but being able to take care of Cabal, and you still had over half the round left to work with. Ubi can utilize those X-Kairos pellets to his team's favor. Hopefully for Oceanus, there is a flank drone on T1 on the black boxes right below the default camera. If not, then Phoenix could be in a world of hurt here should anyone from Oblivion, most likely Ferda, go for that flank. But the time is starting to dwindle here. The execute has stalled. Things are not looking good here for Oceanus, and Nade is going to be coming out here now from the Maverick, but Ferda trying to bide his time, trying to make this push perfect. Can he get this flank executed in time? 20 seconds remain as Gooby is starting to go for that plant now. Pressure is rising. He's halfway down. It's not even going to get stopped here. The plant will be successful, but there goes Baka able to take care of Darkin. Gooby not able to survive here. He has been able to win a gunfight straight up. And down goes Phoenix. It's all over. Oblivion booked their tickets into the Canadian Challenger League Finals, and they'll be facing off against PDHM in the coming weeks. In 2 weeks' time, Oblivion will face off versus PDHM. A valiant effort from Oblivion, from Oceanus, but losing Nova early on is really hurting Oceanus. I'm not so sure what Oceanus need to do there, other than possibly slowing their attack push, and I'm sure that Nova felt confident in his ability because he's been able to win gunfights head on against Cabal. But wow, amazing game from Oblivion and especially from Cabal. 17-9 for the kid here. And they move on into the finals to face off against PDHM.
Yeah, excellent match, and I'm just upset that Oceanus couldn't bring it back in the end. They got the plant down, they had everything going for them, and they were almost able to pull out that last round, send us to overtime. But like you said, Oblivion just too strong, and it will be the 2-0. And I don't know, it was just it came down to Oregon being just, I guess, defender sided, and Oceanus not being able to win enough of their defenses to stay with that game. It was just one more round on either attack or defense. It could have been either. It might have been a little bit easier for them to get one on defense, but regardless, that will be the map and the series. So I'm gonna go ahead and show a few of the replays here. Obviously, Phoenix, Ferda, and Cabal going huge. A lot of highlight plays for them.
Yeah, Nova too.
Yes, yeah. I think I said no. Nova.
There,
yeah, Nova.
there
Phoenix,
were
Cabal.
there were a couple rounds here. Oh man,
That was unfortunate.
that one really frustrates me as a caster. But it's got to be even more frustrating as a player. Ferda going massive in that 4th round there. But overall, it was a very well played game from both these teams. And Oblivion showing, they have the higher experience. They're the more seasoned team, and overall just an amazing performance from both sides. But congrats to Oblivion as they are able to put themselves into the finals, and I believe that the finals will be taking place on the 25th, if I'm not mistaken.
2 weeks.
Or the 1st, the 31st, for the 1st of November. That's right, the 1st of November for PDHM. But a lower bracket finals for Oceanus, since they've won one, lost one. They are going to be going against the winner of Windstorm and Depth, while whoever loses, so they'll be going up against Windstorm and Depth for Oceanus. Meanwhile, Honor are going to be going against either the Slats or Slaughterhouse, which is actually coming up next. So the Slats and Slaughterhouse will be facing off next here on R6 Esports NA. And just an incredible game from Oblivion there. Are there any other closing statements that you have, Razors?
Before with the interview, I just have to give a huge shout out to Baka. Not like that 1v3 that we had just seen, and then his other clutch on the laundry site, and he also had some huge rounds with Mira and on the support when he was running Maverick. I love to see the support players clutching out rounds, not left in favorable situations, because let's face it, you're the last line of defense, and sometimes the last line of defense has to deal with 3 individuals. So excellent job. Excellent match from Baka. He was the unsung hero. We talk about Cabal as he had so many kills. I think he ended up with 16. I think. I don't remember exactly, but he had a whole bunch of kills, and it was really the support players that helped keep Oblivion in it, to say the least.
So we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break just to collect ourselves. We'll be right back with an interview from the representative from Oblivion, and we'll be right back after a short break. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Uzumaki, and I have here our representative and MVP for the series, Cabal from Team Oblivion. How are you feeling, Cabal?
Pretty hyped, honestly. I'm glad that we made it back to the finals.
Yeah, you guys were really solid last stage as well, coming up just short of Honor. But instead of facing Honor in the finals this time around, you've got to face against PDHM. How are you feeling about that?
Kind of expected, honestly. We, as a team, were kind of prepping more so for PDHM than we were for Honor. We know that the mechanical skill that PDHM has in like WAV and default and everybody like that, it's top tier, and we've been prepared and ready and excited to play them.
Yeah, definitely. So you finished that last map with 17 kills.
I know, I wanted 20.
You were just a monster on the roam, and
Thank you.
incredible performance. Unfortunately, when you had that quad kill, one of your teammates denied your ace.
I know. I literally, the same thing happened last week too on Consulate first map when I flanked up the stairs. I got West, and then I got 1, and then I got 2, and I knew where the last one was on Consulate, and Furta took it, and I was like, God, man, come on, give it to me. And the same thing happened this time too. I'm just never gonna get it. Never gonna get that ace.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be in the finals. Maybe it'll happen then. Maybe it'll let you have it. But if not then, and you end up winning the finals, then maybe it'll happen against Nordic. Speaking of Nordic, were you expecting Nordic to end up in last place in the Canada division?
I was not at all.
Were you expecting Livid?
I was probably expecting Livid based upon roster changes and just the baseline of the team in regards to everyone else that they're competing with. Obviously, Brian and Hyper are, insane. So you never really know how much 2 players are going to impact, like how we swap 2 players. Like we knew that it was in the positive direction of change, but we didn't know if it was going to be like that catalyst that we needed to push us over the edge. And for us, it has been, but obviously for them as well, it has been. So
yeah, you guys are looking really strong compared to last season. I mean, last stage as well, you guys were pretty dominant, going all the way to the finals. But even then, this stage, there's been a ton of improvements from everyone across the board. And Baka, he came up clutch today, picking up 2 1vx's at that 1v3. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Baka's insane. That man, first of all, has a heart of gold. Nicest guy I've ever met in my entire life. And second of all, he does not fault under pressure ever. He's the most positive individual on our team, and he's always the guy that's kind of pushing us up. So when he's in those clutch situations, it's just full trust. It's like, Baka, you got this, man. We got the info, you got the gun skill, get the W. And he just did it that round.
Yeah, he's definitely got ice in his veins, the clutch
For
gene.
Sure. I got the Roman gene, he got the clutch gene, something like that.
Yeah, you guys are a very strong, solid group of guys, and I can't wait to watch you guys against PDHM in 2 weeks.
I appreciate it. Thank you for casting.
Sir, yes, sir. So with our final statement here, are there any anything you want to say to the fans? Anything you want to give out to any shout outs?
Sure. Well, I just want to thank our core group of individuals that were cheering us on in chat and have been here since day one. Want to shout out Bob, Lakin, Panic, Paper, Momo, the homies. And I just want to thank our IGL Cole, who you interviewed, or well, was interviewed last week, for being the glue that really holds us together and he's constantly on top of making sure that we are at our best and we don't get down. So I just want to say thank you to him, and thank you to you, Uzo, for casting.
Yes, sir. It was a pleasure casting you guys, and an incredible game to watch. But that's all the time that we've got for you. Go enjoy your win, and we'll catch you guys against PDHM in the coming weeks.
Sounds good. Have a good evening.
You as well, sir. Happy Thanksgiving.
You as well.
So, welcome back, Razors. An incredible map number 2 after a pretty quick map number 1. So Cafe blew by very, very quickly. And then Oregon, that game could have gone anyone. That game would have been, that map could have been anyone's map. But just a couple miscues here and there, just slight mistakes, and it ends up costing Oceanus the series there. But we'll go ahead and show you guys the updated bracket just to see how the teams have performed throughout the stage. You got Team Oblivion on top of Group B with PDHM on top of Group A. Oceanus, as I mentioned before, will be facing off the winner against Windstorm and Death. And whoever loses between Windstorm and Death will be playing inside of relegations for the next season in the following stage.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that is just the truth of the matter. So we are going to be seeing our next match of the day, the Group A losers bracket is going to be the Slats versus Slaughterhouse, and that's going to be the two amazing casters, Crow and Loaf, bringing that awesome action to you. So yeah, if you don't have anything more, Chris, then I think we can throw it to a break and wait for that match to come up.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say other than that second map, man. I wanted a map 3. I'm not gonna lie. I would have liked to have seen Oceanus pull out the dub there on that second map. But well played to Oblivion for not giving in and not giving up an inch on that final round there. So without further ado, guys, that's gonna be it for me and Razors for right now. We'll kick it over to Loaf and Crow in just a few minutes, and we'll catch you guys soon with Slaughterhouse versus the Slats.